Hello, my name is Sari Germanis. I'm the Technology Marketing Manager for POWERLINK in North America. POWERLINK is the standard for real-time industrial Ethernet. It is not owned by any specific company, it is owned by a consortium. POWERLINK is an open source technology, which means it is patent-free and license-free. It is real-time, which means that it is perfect for integrated industrial automation. POWERLINK is based on standard Ethernet, which means that the standard does not muck around with the frame. It is a standard Ethernet frame, and that means that you can use a standard hub or a switch to control the Ethernet packets. The real-time behavior in POWERLINK is exhibited because the bus master, which is usually the PLC, controls the bus cycle. And the bus cycle is split into two components. The first component is the isochronous part of the cycle, and that is where the real-time behavior happens. During that part of the cycle, the bus master polls every node on the network, and the node responds by publishing its data on the network at that point. The second part of the cycle is where any component can speak, and at that point you can use standard TCP/IP or SNMP or any other protocol. So components on the network are able to publish their status, error messages, etc., that are not critical to the real-time behavior of the system. Because of this division within the cycle, you're able to get real-time behavior, and you're also able to get other data without any degradation of performance. The philosophy behind POWERLINK is to have a single network, a single wire, that integrates all the components together. And that's what we talk about when we say integrated automation. That is what we mean. That means that every component can sit on the network, whether it's running at a high frequency or a low frequency. POWERLINK allows for multiplexing. That means that components that run at low frequency don't need to publish their data every cycle, whereas components that run at high frequency can publish their data every cycle, and that data is available in real time. This allows low frequency components and high frequency components to live on the same network without any degradation of network performance and without any impedance to the performance of the device itself. Because of its open nature, POWERLINK was recommended as the standard for real-time Ethernet in China. That is known as the GBT standard. That standard was accomplished in 2011. And because of that, now the Chinese government officially endorses POWERLINK to be used in automation. POWERLINK also supports high availability. And there are three modes of high availability in POWERLINK today. One is known as ring redundancy, which means that you can connect the last component on the network back to the PLC, forming a ring. Once that ring is established, if any of the connections between the components on the network are broken, the system can recover by going the other way. That is a very inexpensive form of redundancy, and it only requires adding one more Ethernet cable to the system. POWERLINK also supports full medium redundancy, which means that you can run two cables through the entire system, and every component is connected to these two cables. In that case, there is a link selector connected to every component, and if one of those two links can break, the link selector will automatically switch to the other wire, and the system continues running as usual. The third form of redundancy is master redundancy. Because the POWERLINK master runs the timing of the network, you can have up to 9 other additional redundant masters. So if one of the masters fails, then it'll automatically switch over to the next master with a loss of only one cycle to the system. So the benefits to using POWERLINK are that it's an open source standard. It is patent-free and it is license-free. So OEMs and device manufacturers can adopt the technology without having to pay license fees to anybody and without relying on any single provider in automation. POWERLINK also has exceptional performance. It takes full advantage of the medium that it uses, which is standard Ethernet. And so devices can run at the maximum performance that they are designed to work at. And most importantly, POWERLINK supports a completely integrated architecture. That means that one Ethernet cable runs through the entire system, connecting all the devices together. So the cost of wiring is minimal, and yet it takes advantage of the maximum performance afforded by Ethernet as we know it today.